Get to our first guest, a man who always listened to we, the people, as they opined from all over the world to his great show, the great Bill O'Reilly. His latest book, Killing the Killers, The Secret War Against Terrorists. Mr. O'Reilly, welcome back. You know, before we get to the book, I want you to comment on McConaughey, if you will, and the gun debate we're having in this country. Do you think our leaders have the right stuff to actually make a difference while preserving our rights?
Well, they're not going to solve the gun problem, and neither is Matthew, because you don't have the right strategy to do so. So I'm okay with states, not the federal government, passing laws like you have to be 21 to purchase an AR, because each state is different. So Wyoming is different than New York State. New York, with a population of 8.5 million in the city, they might not want ARs in the hands of teenagers. But Wyoming, with the lowest population in the country and a society that has to protect itself because the law enforcement can't, it's just too vast and too rural to do that, they might want an AR in the hands of teenagers. So let the states make the laws. Same thing with red flag laws, same thing with background checks. Whatever it may be, when you purchase a weapon in a state, the state should take over the background check. Now, people might say, well, that could be unconstitutional, but it isn't if you understand the 10th Amendment. So the Second Amendment gives the American people a right to bear arms. But the 10th Amendment says if the actual policies are not enumerated in the Constitution, that means mentioned, like age to buy ARs, then it goes to the states to decide. So that would handle that. But none of that is going to stop gun violence, and I don't know if Matthew McConaughey understands that. The only thing, and there's only one thing that can stop gun violence in this country, and it's the same thing, Chris, that the federal government did after 9/11 to wipe out terrorists overseas. Same exact thing. You'd have to federalize all gun crime. So in Houston, where you live, if a guy walked into a bodega or a 7-Eleven or a restaurant with a gun and held it up, and they were caught by the local police, the crime would not be prosecuted in Harris County or the state of Texas. The federal government would prosecute the crime, and you'd have to have a mandatory prison sentence, 5 on first offense in a federal pen, all right? And that's where all the gun criminals would go, including carrying an illegal gun, because the local police know who the gun wielders are. They pick them up. It goes right into federal court. Now, that would suppress gun violence in a dramatic way, but you never hear that discussed at all. And it doesn't make any sense.
Well, perfect transition to the #1 book in the country, Killing the Killers, because you said this is what the federal government did on this. You know, we talked.
Right.
Well, you talked on radio today about the style that you used to write this book, and I had to go back and I had to look at Killing the Mob, and you were right. There were similarities in this, and you were right. What I was picking up on was that I wasn't looking at a book that was history. I was actually looking at something that was contemporaneous, that actually something I lived, and all of us lived, the war on terror. And I got to say, the scope of this book is pretty huge in what you cover.
Thank you. It's the best reporting I've ever done. It's a fabulous gift for Father's Day. Any intelligent father is going to want to read Killing the Killers. But the most important thing for everybody to understand is that the only way we protected ourselves after 9/11 from Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and all the others was that we killed their leadership. That's what we did. And that's what Killing the Killers is about. And there is a law, the Patriot Act, that was signed about a month and a half after the 9/11 attack by President Bush, passed by Congress, that says if the U.S. government designates your group or you as a terrorist, the U.S. government can kill you, legally kill you. Well, that law wiped out all the leadership from Osama bin Laden all the way to Soleimani in Iran, who was a government official in Iran. Now, you take it back to the gun thing, the solution is you must punish criminals, not law-abiding citizens who use guns illegally. If you don't do that,
Amen.
you're never going to control it, because most of the
Amen.
gun violence is generated by drug gangs, most of which are African American. And that's why Congress doesn't get involved with really trying to stop the gun violence in America, because of the African American component, which you didn't have in the Patriot Act after 9/11.
Bill, I got to get.
So
I'm running out of time, and I got to get this last question in here.
That are watching us now, Chris, to understand there is a solution to gun violence, but it is a very tough solution, the same solution that was used to destroy the killer terrorists overseas.
Okay, that last question I want to get here, and it has to do with the book and how you ended this book. You ended on a tragedy, which was Joe Biden's Afghanistan debacle. Touch on that a little bit for me, will you please?
Yeah,
and then
we end the book
with all the courageous victories,
with all the courageous victories
you outlined in the book.
Guys in the booth can jack that up a little bit. We
sorry
end
about that.
Killing the killers with the insanity that happened in Afghanistan that caused 13 U.S. service people to be killed at Kabul airport. That was sheer incompetence. So people say to me, O'Reilly, are you confident that the Biden administration can do what the Trump administration, partially the Obama administration, and the Bush administration did, wage war effectively on the terrorists? I am confident because Biden has not removed the top leadership in the CIA and NSA, which are the ones responsible for protecting us, okay? They're still there. But Biden himself, no blanking clue. I'll tell you that right off the bat. No clue at all.
All right, Bill O'Reilly, thank you, sir. Sorry about the communication issue there. And always, the books are always fantastic reads, and this one, no exception. Thank you, sir.